Hello from the Universal Design Project. Today I'm interviewing Lisa Hinche at her apartment in Waynesboro, Virginia. She is someone I'm meeting for the very first time, so I'm just as thrilled as you are to be hearing her story. Lisa has a relatively new disability as she sustained a spinal cord injury a little over 3 years ago. I'm excited to be sharing her story with you, and I appreciate you tuning in.
My name is Lisa Hinche. I am still in my 40s, as long as I have a 4 in there. Almost 50. I guess I'm from here, originally from Richmond, but now from here.
Okay.
The last half of my life, I guess, from here. I have plans to do much more during the day. Unfortunately, since my injury, I had a lot of inactivity where I was stuck in the bed for different reasons.
Okay.
So, since I went to Woodrow Wilson Rehab, and so they've sort of jump-started me into making a better plan for my day. So for right now, they were able to loan me a computer. So I'm working on learning to use that and hoping to get a job. I want to go back to school, so I'm looking into doing that and hopefully get my license to be a social worker.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm sort of looking into what that's going to entail and get back into sort of integrating myself back into society with this body and this me, which is going to be a little bit different for me. So for right now, my day is sort of in this apartment, which it kind of stinks, but it's okay. I have so many family and friends that come by all the time. I have my dog that I chill with. My family has been amazing, and once it gets warmer outside, I go outside with my dog and stuff. Right now I don't have transportation, which really puts a curve on, I don't want to be this little hermit, staying outside all the time, because I love being outside and doing things. Before injury, I was never home. Didn't watch TV. I was out doing things all the time. I had working all the time, and I was just very active. So I don't like sitting at home. I'm not, that's not really me. So my days, what they are now, just sitting at home, that's not really what I want to be doing. Yeah. So that's that.
But it sounds like you're making some great changes.
Yeah.
And kind of problem solving how we can get back to doing those things.
Yes, I have a plan.
Good. That's good to hear. Are you able to tell us kind of a little bit about your injury, how it happened, and?
Yeah. My injury was on November 13th, 2015. I had severe head and neck pain for, it wasn't as debilitating probably for the first 2 days, and then on the third day it was excruciating, so I was home alone and I called an ambulance. I remember doing that, and I couldn't even lay back, and so they walked me out to the ambulance. They took me in the hospital, and they sent me home and said that I had pulled muscles in my head and neck. And then I went back the next day, and they sent me home and said that I was drug seeking. And then, and then on the third day, I was flown to UVA, and they said I had an abscess on my C4 and C5, which,
pretty high.
Yeah, that's high. And then I had like a spinal stroke, which is, I guess, more like a spinal injury. And so I'm considered a C6, spinal cord injury.
Okay.
And, and then I learned later that that's not really considered a stroke. It's more just like, I have a fusion on my C4 and 5. And So I'm working from that. I was originally told that I wouldn't have any movement from my neck down.
Okay.
And that's what I woke up to at UVA. And I just remember thinking that wasn't really quite right.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was no way I was going to be a talking head.
Right.
And, yeah. And so I kind of went from there and slowly had some feeling moving down probably around my belly button, and then I have different feelings because it's incomplete
injury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so hopefully we'll just keep working its way down and see where it goes from there.
Mm-hmm.
But I can move my arms. I don't have any movement or feeling. I have feeling in my fingers, but it's like a deep touch sensation.
Okay.
Yeah, but I can't work my hands.
Okay.
That's a goal. I need my hands. So anyway, I'm a C6 and I'm working on being a C7 if I can get my arm to go further up. I can be a C7. So that's my goal right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're kind of seeing progression as you kind of make this recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been three
It'll be
years?
3 years in November.
3 years in November.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm making what I feel like. I mean, I was kind of stunned. You know, I was in the nursing home for a year. Had various issues while I was there that, you know, I would move forward and then get pushed back a little, whether it was from health issues or insurance issues, which have been very, very daunting, and it's hard. I'm positive every day. I mean, you have to wake up positive, you know, otherwise, good gravy. I mean, the stuff that you run into, you can't let it really bother you.
Absolutely.
But that year was a little bit tough. And then when I left the nursing home, that was last year in January. Yeah. That year was a little bit daunting. Yeah, I don't really count that whole year either because that was a little bit rough. But then once I got to Woodrow Wilson and started making a lot of progress, and it was better. So I've seen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm moving forward.
Good.
Yeah.
So what was the length of time that you were in the hospital and then in the nursing home? I know you don't really want to refer to that time period, but
I don't count it. I had my incident in November 2015. Then I went to a transitional hospital until January 5th, 2016. I was in the nursing home all of 2016. I left there and went to live with at a friend's house who they were wonderful for letting me stay there. And that was until July 2017.
Okay.
So that was 7 months. And then I left there and went to Woodrow Wilson. And then from there I got this apartment by myself.
Okay. And the friend's house that you stayed at, was it accessible? Like, was there...
No, it was horrible.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was that was just kind of an interim thing because to go to Woodrow Wilson, you have to show that you can stay in a residence and I guess maintain some kind of balance for your health and show them that you're not going to like fall out. I don't know.
Right.
So, yeah. So I had to stay there and show that, but like I didn't have a wheelchair and I had to be in the bed. So I was in the bed for 7 months.
Oh.
In a bed, stuck in the bed. It was really bad.
Yeah.
So I just felt like my muscles were turning to mush while I lay in the bed.
Yeah.
That was bad.
It's not good for your body.
Yeah.
Did you have any like home health while you were?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
they came in and they were like
therapy?
stretching my legs and range of motion, but it's just like, man, I'm not that old, and you just feel like, oh my gosh, I'm stuck in the bed.
Yeah.
Just you wake up and you're in the bed, and then you're in the bed, and then you're in the bed. And
no variations in the
I know, it was awful. I mean, yeah, so I count them like as half years or something. I don't think they should count in your aging thing.
I agree.
So, yeah.
So you're actually younger than what you told
That's
us.
what I'm thinking.
I like it.
We count, yeah.
So when you moved into this place here, what changes did you have to make to your home?
So, I found that there are not a lot of handicap accessible apartments around here. There are some, but you just don't know until you're in this, until you have a need. So I was just under some kind of impression that when people build apartments, that they should have to have some handicap apartments, and they don't at all. And so, my parents were so helpful and friends and sending me links, but they would send me links, and then I can't use my fingers, so I can't click on attachments, and they're like, did you see what I sent? No, because I can't click on it.
Yeah.
And it was really hard. So, and then you have people going out and looking for you, and yeah, that was hard too. So, I found, a couple here and there, and then some of them were handicap accessible, like the houses, I would find for rent. But then, I am by myself, so my parents were like, that's going to be hard because you have to have somebody to, do the yard and stuff for you, and it's a lot of upkeep, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you run into having to find, like, your caregivers that, are going to, I don't know. I don't mind being alone at night, but my parents didn't want me to be alone all the time. So then you're stuck with going through Medicaid, trying to get hours for people to take care of you.
Right.
And it's a pretty long process.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go through all that while I was at Woodrow Wilson before they would, because they give you your discharge date, and
they have to make sure that
you
have
to
somewhere.
be ready. Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, I would land back in a nursing home, which there is no way that I was going back through that.
Mm-hmm.
So, but and then Woodrow Wilson will give you like a one-time, lifetime housing, upgrade, I guess, into a handicap accessible home. So I surely wouldn't make it an apartment even if somebody would let me do that.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather that be in my home or a townhouse or something like that. That was more permanent for me. So I found this apartment, which is very, very small, which is fine, except that I don't have the opportunity to practice a lot on my chair or move around a lot, so it's kind of small.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it's okay, and it's hard because like I can't get through that door to my bedroom very well.
Okay.
I can get through it, but there's a lot of marks on it where I ding it a lot. So, and my chair is like a ½ inch. I think there's either a 1/4 inch or a ½ inch through that door.
Okay.
And then I can't get in the bathroom at all.
You can't go.
No.
Is the bathroom in the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Part of the bedroom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that door is 26 inches. Yeah, so, I mean, this obviously is short term because I really would like to roll into, a really nice shower.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, I feel like at the very least, like in the community, there should be some kind of standard to where even if you don't get a handicap accessible apartment, at the very least you could fit through the doors. Like they can make them, all the apartments, at least 30-inch doors. And that way anybody could live in. You don't have to make shorter counters or anything like that, but you could at least get around in them. I mean, I don't think it would be that much of a big deal to set that standard,
Right.
I mean, they were pretty cool. Like, my dad asked about having a ramp, and they don't mind. He had to build it.
Okay, and so that ramp out there was built by your dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they just said, when we leave, take it down. So they were fine about that.
So if you wanted to make any modifications to this apartment, would you be able to put them in and then you would be required to take them down after you left?
Yes.
Okay. That's kind of what we've experienced with people who are wanting to change an apartment, and you'd think that it would make the place a better resale.
Yeah.
But It's not
really
the case.
Their thought process.
No.
So that's kind of unfortunate.
Yeah. And if you would happen to, make any damages, of course, with whatever you did, then you're responsible for any damage that you did.
Okay.
So we had to sign a waiver for that, and I don't know what we would damage, but I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. So, now, are you able to use the kitchen area kind of all by yourself?
I mean, I would be able to, but I can fit in there because we actually have to wash my hair in that sink.
Okay.
Since I can't fit in the bathroom, but I can't use the kitchen because my hands. So, yeah.
Is there anything that would help with that?
Using the kitchen? I don't know. When I went to Wilson, we did different things and experimented with things that would help me. And I have an OT that comes, and we're working on anything that would help my hands. And I do have a glove that I think that was the James Madison students with OT. I think they made me, it was them. They made me a glove that I could fit different things in. But right now I just don't have the range to twist and do things like that.
Okay.
Spatula, ladle, anything like that I could probably fit it in, but I can't really do anything like that right now.
Okay. Is it kind of one of like the universal cuffs that you can kind of?
It's a very neat glove.
Okay.
Yeah. It helps with range of motion, and I can actually pull it with my teeth. You pull that cap up, and I put my hand up in there, and I can put it on it to do the range of motion and stuff. But I can also set it so I can put a cup in it and have my snacks and stuff, and kind of and it has the little thumb thing, so I can answer my phone and have my thumb out.
Okay.
And do different stuff with it.
That's really nice.
Yeah, it works really good.
Yeah. And how about, I know you said one of like your leisure activities is using the computer. How has that been?
Some issues with it, like I have the headset with that, and I can't really use it because somebody has to be here to put the headset on me and then take it off of me. So they're trying to get me a microphone for it, so I can just pull up and do that. I had they gave me a Sip and Puff mouse for it, and I backed into it and I broke it. So yeah, but and that worked really well. That was a good piece. I worked with the Eye Gazer software. The one company that we used, it was amazing. It was like it was reading my mind. It was really cool. And because I was like looking at my name on the keyboard, and it was like it was reading my mind. It was super cool. But then the company that they were going with, I don't know what it was. I was not simpatico or whatever you call it. I couldn't do anything with it. It was like I was just staring at a hole in the screen. It wouldn't move. But I do pretty well with it. The commands on it, you really have to sort of adapt to what those commands want you to say. But I've done a couple of documents on it, and it works really well.
Good.
But and I go back to Wilson for my eval with my off-site counselor for resources within the community. So hopefully she can hook me up with just any kind of job. I would rather it would be out of this apartment and outside in the community, but it's so hard because like if I were to go to work at a job outside of like a place at Wilson where they're aware of what my limitations might be, I don't know, because like I can't get in a door, it would be very, very hard. So I'm down for it. I would do it.
It just limits it.
That's hard.
How the environment is kind of structured at this point.
And then I wish like I I would love to just go out in the community, and I used to work as a mental health counselor for kids with pretty major behavioral issues, and we worked on the premise that every child that we worked with had some sort of trauma, and it was trauma-informed care. And I just really loved that population. I love my job. I know I can't get back in their hands-on, but I would like to work as a counselor again with them. Yes, I would like to get back into that. I feel like I need a handicap van, and I thought I was going to be able to get one, and I was going to pay for half, and about half, and then Wilson was going to pay for half. But, you know, state funding, you wait, and I might get it, I might not get it.
Mm-hmm.
They talked like I was, and it's not a no, but like the funds become available based on some kind of order of selection.
Okay.
And if I don't prove that I need them, then it would go to somebody that did. Well, I can't really prove that I need them until I have a reason to need them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't say I need a van, I need money for a van to go to my job, because I can't get a job without the van.
Right.
You know, so it's kind of a catch-22.
It's kind of hard to justify it if
Yeah.
you don't have, yeah.
But I wouldn't even mind working as a volunteer, just
Right.
helping in that population.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or working for a nonprofit organization, or just anything like that. And I think I would benefit from it as well as working with those kids, because
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I like being around that.
Yeah, absolutely. So at this point, since you don't have like the accessible van, how are you getting to appointments? How are you getting to know if you need to go? And...
Well, you can go. Of course, you have just the regular transport to doctor's appointments and stuff, and you set that up through this company that is also through your Medicaid or your insurance or whatever. You gotta set up 5 days ahead. It has to be a scheduled medical appointment, and it has to be all these requirements. But they also have in the city and the county a bus transit, and they're pretty cool, and they will come to my apartment and pick me up and go in the city, in Stanton, and they're really nice. Yeah, I have to have somebody with me all the time anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So like my caregiver Shelby, she'll like either ride with me or meet me up at a store or something, and we haven't done it yet because I haven't done a lot of stores yet, but I'm going to do it.
Good.
Yeah, we have plans to do that.
Yeah.
And yeah, they'll drop you off wherever you want to go, and then they'll pick you up, so it's pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is really nice. And they'll kind of go all around the area,
Mm-hmm.
it sounds like. To
Take you to do your nails, to eat, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
But now I have found too, like at Wilson, they would take us out once a week to eat at pretty nice restaurants. And when I first went, I was like, do you call ahead and let them know? Because it was like 7 or 8 of us, and
Mm-hmm.
quads, and walkers, and a big array of different spinal cord injuries. And they're like, no, we just kind of invade. I was like, God, that's a lot, and you feel really self-conscious. And they were pretty good about, getting it together pretty quickly. But
Good.
it was, they weren't set up for it at all. The restaurants weren't.
Yeah.
Like, they adapted, but they really weren't set up for it. And so you're trying to, like, get everybody comfortable, and the tables aren't high enough, and, yeah. So, I mean, it would be, I know they don't have to have, like, a separate room, but it still would be nice if they were better equipped. So you're like not squeezing in,
A restaurant that you would go to would have a separate room that's kind of more open and can accommodate a bunch of just different kind of needs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought like public places had to have like handicap accessible doors, and they like absolutely do not. And you're like squeezing in this skinny door, and I was just learning to drive, and I had this monstrous headset on, and I felt pretty brave because it was like my first week, and by the time I got through the door, I was just like, want to go home, because I feel like everybody's looking at me, but the people that all of the patients with me are like cheering me on to get through the door. But yeah, it's like it's so many places.
Yeah.
And it's a problem. You don't realize it until you're in the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think what's hard about it too is they usually do like the bare minimum. They don't really look outside and see like, okay, what can we do to make this accommodate the maximum number of people? They'll just kind of do exactly what the minimal requirements are. And so that can be really frustrating.
It is frustrating. And you don't want to be. It's not embarrassing to be disabled, but I say differently abled. It's not embarrassing, but you don't want to be the person that everybody's looking at, you know? And you don't want to make it where everybody drops their, utensils and just sits there because everybody's making accommodations for you. You want to just like roll in and everybody's still fluent and,
Yes, you want to just come in like anyone else would and have dinner and enjoy yourself.
Exactly.
Totally understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's a shame that you haven't had that experience.
I haven't, and some of it was me, because when I went to Wilson, you have to consider I was in the nursing home all that time, and the only place I went was doctor's appointments and on a stretcher because I didn't have a chair. And then I was like, I don't know, in a little hoarder place. In that other one, I didn't go in public for a year and 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And then it's like, oh, sunlight. And and then we went out and we went to movies and stuff. So, by the third time out, it was easier, but it was kind of hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an adjustment, but you think it shouldn't be when you're trying to enjoy activities in the community and places in the community, and it's kind of what we're trying to do here.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's nice that somebody's actually trying to make it easier. So that's cool. I don't know. I think maybe more awareness and more options that would be available. Because, even the Bright Bus, I know about that just because I went to Wilson. Okay. And it runs every hour up to Wilson for the patients. Okay. But, I've said that to other people and friends that I met through Wilson and stuff like that, and they had no idea about that. Okay. So, just sort of putting the word out for everybody and making sure. Because, the only way I knew about it was through there. And I don't think anybody that I met up to that point that was handicapped or whatever, they don't know. So just,
Okay. Just kind of making,
people aware.
Okay. What advice do you have for someone who is interacting with you for the first time and they may be a little bit curious about you? And
I was taught that question. I don't really know. I don't have awkwardness, I don't think, with people, so I don't think it's like this weird. I don't really have any weirdness. Somebody's staring at me or something. I don't know. I don't have awkwardness, or I don't think people feel awkward. But just if they have any questions about it, they can ask for sure. People sometimes are like, "Oh my God, you poor thing. What happened?" And I'm fine, and Oh
are you
You're so young.
Are you okay when people say things like that? And you're kind of like an open book, and you want people to ask you questions?
Yeah, if they want to know, sure.
Okay.
If they were, there were sometimes when I just want to talk about, I don't want to sit there and tell the whole story, and I'll tell them I had a stroke and this, and we can talk about that later, but let's just watch the movie, or let's just,
Yeah, it's almost like, let's focus on me and not the injury so much.
Because sometimes it's just a long story, and I want to do whatever we were going to do. Yeah. So sometimes maybe that, but it really doesn't bother me at all. And it's not the first and foremost thing on my mind that oh my God, I'm handicapped. It's just more like, I'm more just me.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
And that's what you want people to know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that. What advice do you have for businesses or community organizations for making things more kind of welcoming and easier for you?
I mean, I guess just think about your setups and your like more open floor plans, and just be cognizant of your area. I mean, like, I really love Cracker Barrel, and I can't go in the Cracker Barrel. I know I can't go in the Cracker Barrel. It's not even an option.
What are the barriers to Cracker Barrel?
Have you been there?
I don't think I have been to this one in Waynesboro.
To any of them? I mean, do you know how close it is in
Crowded.
there? I mean, maybe some of it's because I'm a bad driver. That could be. It really could be.
But I don't think that should have a impact on
no,
you
it
being able to go
shouldn't.
there.
There's no clear lines of even. It's like go this way, and
Yeah.
there's just no way. I think it would be like a YouTube moment. I mean, it really would be. It's just saying, let's watch this chick try to get through this maze. I mean, it's really bad. I have to get it to go, or sit out in the rocking chair area.
Yeah.
That's where I would have to get my meal. Out
Right.
in the checkers area where they play checkers to wait for a nice day. But I mean, it's just like, yeah, just be aware that some bad drivers need to come through there.
Yeah.
Like, even when I went to my eye doctor appointment, it was so funny. I mean, it's a doctor appointment, and they had their handicap parking places down at the other end. And then, so and it was raining, so I was rolling up through there and trying to cover up my hair. And then we finally got up to the front, and the doors, they had the double door thing. So the first door opened out, but it was a door that had like the thing in the middle.
Okay.
So you had to squeeze in through there. And then it had the second door. So my aide is like trying to hold the first door and the second door, and I'm trying to get through both of them because one's closing and the other one.
Right.
And then the girls at the checkout or whatever where you register, they're just sitting there. And I'm struggling, and I'm like, this is the doctor's office, even if it's an eye doctor. And yeah, I don't understand. I really thought they had to have handicap doors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
And those doors could be very heavy for someone too.
Yeah.
That's trying to open.
And you're trying to hold two doors. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to like navigate the whole door jam thing, and yeah, I just don't think people. And maybe I was one of those people, like, I didn't have my own business, but who wasn't aware of that. But I was always aware of the person for sure. If like I saw somebody coming that needed help or whatever, and I don't think many businesses, I don't think it's foremost in their mind. It's definitely like the third or fourth thought. Oh, we better think about that.
Right. Yeah. And that's a shame. It really is.
Yeah, I don't know if it's more money to think about it. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I think sometimes it takes someone to experience an injury or some type of disability for them to realize the impact that it has on your entire life, everything around you.
Yeah.
And I wish it weren't that way, but sometimes it is.
I mean, maybe I was more aware just because I worked with some differently able kids and saw what they experienced. But I mean, I'll be honest, like, I definitely was somebody that like complained in parking lots that there's no way they need that many parking spaces for. Maybe they do, maybe they don't, but now I'm that person. And I don't know, but I don't think that business owners are very aware. So
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
we
good
could
to know.
raise the awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We'll see. I definitely have some sort of fear moving forward about I was separated, but I was moving toward thinking about getting back with my husband when this happened, but it has sort of crashed and burned my marriage, but which may have been sort of crashing anyway.
Okay.
But it definitely made it so it's probably not going to work out, because he said that this is not the person. He doesn't think he's strong enough to have a wife that's handicapped. I personally think that's horrible and sort of weak, and I mean, he could feel differently later. I have no idea.
Yeah.
So, and I really have the need to feel positive every day. And if I don't, it's okay. And I'll move it, I'll get over it some time in the day or whatever, but I can't have negativity pulling me back.
Mm-hmm.
And if he wants to be positive and, jump on this side of the train, then that would be awesome, because I want him to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
And if he decides to do that, that would be amazing. But if he doesn't, then I do have a fear of not meeting anybody else, because I am in my 40s still for a little bit. And then, I have a bunch of life to still lead. I mean, I still have amazing friends in my life, but I don't know what'll happen. And then from the practical side, it's very hard to not have someone here. It's hard to have a paid person here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a lot of friends that just want to hang out and chill with me, which is great. But there have been some moments where I've been alone and really needed somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my God, what do I do? If I choke or, different things. So, it's changed my relationship with my daughter, because she's felt a little burdened by what would happen, and I get stuck taking care of my mom. I don't want to put her in that position.
Right.
She's in her 20s. She don't want to be,
Mm-hmm.
my parents are in their 80s. I mean, late 70s, turning 80, and my dad is just crushed, because he's like, I want to help you, I don't know what to do, and he doesn't want to die knowing that I'm not taken care of. So it's brought us closer together for sure, but I hate that I'm worrying them.
Yeah.
We feel like it'll work out, but I mean, who knows? I'm gonna be fine. I really am. But
You sound like a positive person.
I am.
Yeah, I think that's good. What is it that you wish more people knew about you?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty much an open book. They know everything, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. If they want to know something, they can ask. But I think they know everything. Pretty sure.
Okay. Good.
Thank you, Lisa, for sharing your story with us. You provided us with some examples of hardships that you've experienced throughout this time, further emphasizing the need for the design of businesses, homes, and activities with a universal focus. We so appreciate your transparency, so we are able to truly understand some of these barriers. Lisa is also in the midst of finding resources and other supports that will enable her to be more independent, and she also shared the importance of organizations providing and making people more aware of the options available. Thank you for listening to Lisa's story, and be sure to check out other amazing stories from the Universal Design Project.